First of all, why Mexico City? Well, it is a huge international hub, has airport and direct flights all over from US, Canada, Europe, Asia, etc. It is a cosmopolitan city with a very rich cultural vibe and a ton of women, modern and traditional, and everything there in between. In general, the women are feminine, social, and open to meeting foreigners, which definitely makes the dating life a lot easier. And you'll see, guys, if you haven't subscribed to the channel already, I'll be doing more side by side city comparisons for expats. But in my experience, Mexico City has the best dating ROI or return on investment for high value expats or foreigners. So if you're coming to Mexico City, where to live? Now, there are neighborhoods all over the city. It is a massive city, one of the largest cities in the world, but most foreigners stick to specific areas. So Roma Norte is where most people go. If you are a foreigner, it's artsy, central, walkable, tons of expats. Has more of kind of like a hipster vibe to it, tons of green spaces. It's a really pretty part of town, tons to do. Is a bit saturated with foreigners though, so if you want some of the more local flair, then you'll want to venture outside of that neighborhood. Condesa is right next to Roma Norte. Same thing, it's trendy, leafy green spaces, a lot of little cafes, nightlife, boutique type shops and things of that nature. So Polanco's where I live. Now, this neighborhood's more luxury, upscale shopping, dining options, things from all over the world. A lot to do, a lot of five-star type restaurants. The best cuisine in Mexico City is found in this neighborhood. And you'll notice that there's not as many foreigners here, but it's still central to a lot of the hot spots. And then Napoles is actually a neighborhood that's kind of up and coming. It's close to the World Trade Center. It's more of a residential neighborhood. It is adjacent to Roma Norte and Condesa. So I think a lot of that is starting to spill over to Napoles, but you can get a lot of the same trendy type stuff or be close to the trendier neighborhoods and not pay as much out of pocket if that's an option for you. All of these neighborhoods, though, have great access to bars, gyms, co-working spaces, and plenty of do in terms of your social life. How to dress. So Mexico City has year-round, pretty moderate climate. It never gets lower than 50 degrees. We're in the rainy season now, so it's been mid 50s to mid 60s during the days. Typically during the warmer seasons, it gets up around 80. Sometimes it'll break into low 80s, but it's a pretty nice climate year-round. During the rainy season, it will rain during the day. We're in the rainy season now, so just be sure to take that into consideration. Style, just keep it clean, keep it casual, or maybe if you're more into urban streetwear type stuff, keep it more upscale. Must-haves are fitted jeans. They don't wear as much shorts in Mexico City as you might be used to in your home country. Slim button-down shirts, can't go wrong with that. Stylish sneakers or boots. Casual jacket, light jacket. It does get cooler here, but I've never felt the sensation of truly cold like you would up in the north. And then a few smart casual date night outfits. You don't really have to go overboard. Just bring some stuff that's stylish, that's fitted, that you feel confident and comfortable in, and you'll be good to go. Now, in terms of dating apps, the big three, Tinder, Bumble, Hinge, those are the top platforms in Mexico City like they are in most parts of the world. Peak times, and guys, I've done plenty of videos on this, so be sure to check our backlog or subscribe to the channel for future videos on these topics. Typically Sunday and Monday evenings for actually planning dates during the week. I always say Friday and Saturday nights, 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. around there for Insta type dates as plans are falling through. Now, you want to be sure that you use solo photos with clear lighting, short, clever bios. Again, I've done plenty of videos on that topic. And if you work with me one-on-one, we'll definitely go through all of that. And keep in consideration, guys, the foreigner effect is very real here. So without making any changes, you should see a boost in your dating market value just by virtue of coming here, which is a nice benefit that a lot of guys enjoy right literally when they get off the airplane. Now, cold approaching. There's plenty of places to do this. I usually like the Polanco Plazas. Parque Mexico is a good option. Cafes around those neighborhoods that I mentioned, some of those more trendy neighborhoods. There's plenty of bookstores, boutiques, parks, juice bars. Just poke around, guys. And one thing cool about Mexico is it's an outside culture. So people normally aren't bundled up inside all day. Maybe during the rainy season, these last few weeks, it's been a little cooler and wet outside, so people haven't been outside as much. But typically, if you go outside anywhere in Mexico City, you are going to encounter opportunities for cold approach. Again, be sure that you dress smart casual, clean shoes, good basic grooming standards. In terms of approaching, open with warm curiosity. You don't necessarily have to go overboard with overly game type vibes or pickup artistry. Girls reward just you being genuine here, which is, again, a really nice way to approach your dating life. And then avoid heavy tourist areas. Aim for more of the trendy local scenes. Now, if you do go to the tourist areas, keep in mind that a lot of girls might be going there to specifically meet foreigners, which is great. But if you're looking for something a little more traditional, you'll find, especially if you live here for a while, that a lot of the same girls pop up in the same circles. We'll just leave it at that. Now, in terms of night game, guys, you definitely want to stick to the Polanco, Roma, Condesa area, bars, lounges, rooftops. Typically, higher end places is where you'll find the higher end girls. Women here in general are receptive to bold, respectful conversation. Keep it lighthearted, fun, flirty. Um, You'll find that people aren't as standoffish here culturally. So if a girl is into you, you can put the flirt on her, and just naturally they like to flirt. They're more of a touchy culture too, which makes things a lot easier in terms of escalation. Typically, when you go out, you can start early, do some bar hopping, go to like the Baracitos in Zona Rosa or places like that, and then you progressively move towards bigger venues if you want to stay out. Now, you'll also find a lot of times that you don't necessarily have to go to the bigger venues. You can also through cold approach, a lot of times just set up an Insta date on the street, tuck into a local bar, get a couple drinks, and then be on to the next event or wherever your night shall take you. Typically, you want to avoid loud clubs if you're more conversational or more trying to establish a connection or really feel out or amplify or increase the vibes. Personally, I'm not into loud club environments, but there's plenty of lounges, speakeasies, just really chill places to where you can definitely get what you're looking for in the dating context. Tip also, guys, I mentioned on the previous slide that a lot of places where girls go, where they know foreigners go, they're there specifically to meet foreigners. But if you're new to Mexico City, there's a place called Departamento. It's a nightclub on Tuesdays. Actually, my co-host on this channel, Joel, is one of the headliners there with another buddy of mine. So they definitely spit fire. They put on a good show. Tuesdays are the nights where it is known that it starts off as like a language exchange night. So they give you little flags on your shirts and you can go around and mix and mingle with people. And then as the night goes on, the atmosphere picks up and it goes more into a traditional nightclub vibe. But once more, guys, if you're brand new, maybe your Spanish is limited, that is the place to go on Tuesday nights. And it is very foreigner friendly. In fact, the girls go there specifically to meet foreigners. So little pro tip, little local tip. Social game in Mexico City is definitely next level. And I admit it really comes down to the fact that culturally they're just more social people. They're just better at doing relationships, whatever kind of relationship that is. Mexicans definitely take the cake there. Hands down, there's no competition. So that translates nice to the social game because people are open, they're friendly, they want to meet you, they're curious about you. And it's really easy to create vibes or see if there's potentially something there in the future when you just go out and circulate, mingle. They call it circular in Spanish, which is kind of like mingling. There's plenty of co-working spaces, Selena Homework, WeWorks all over town. There's a place called Hob that a lot of us go to in Condesa type area. Plenty of language exchanges, Mundolingo. There's speakeasies all over town. There's tons of apps. And then actually you'll find that a lot of people here have private networking and expat groups, whether that be on Facebook or WhatsApp or whatever application or platform. There's definitely opportunities to mix with people that are into your culture, wherever you're from, people that are actually from your culture, or if you decide not to do the expat bubble at all and want to really immerse yourself locally, you can definitely do that as well. I recently bought a used BMW, so I'm getting more into the local BMW rally groups and forums. In the gym scene, I'm a staple at the gym I go to. I know everyone there. So you do have opportunities, once more, being a very large cosmopolitan city, to find these cultures or subcultures that you would naturally gravitate towards at home. There is going to be a small subset of the large, very vast population that will be into exactly the same things you are. So definitely take that into consideration and use that to your advantage when you come down here. And then group classes, yoga, bachata, cooking, what have you. Plenty of opportunities for that as well. Now, there are some cultural differences. We'll do plenty of videos more on this topic in the future, but things that guys typically notice immediately. Time is fluid, so be flexible with scheduling. 4 o'clock does not mean 4 o'clock. It is a rough suggestion. In fact, if someone says 4 o'clock, it usually means maybe I'll think about starting to get ready at 4. Maybe I'll get ready at 4. Maybe I'll get in the Uber at 4. There's no hard, fast set and steady rule. You just kind of have to figure it out. And then when you plan things, give yourself a good buffer, because punctuality is not a core virtue here. Let's just say that. When you're interacting with people, be direct, but be warm. And then you'll also find, this is surprising for a lot of guys, that Mexicans, especially in the higher end areas of town, they use manners. Manners are very popular here. They're very common. And in fact, if you don't use manners, people might think there's something wrong with you. So I know in the US culture, we're a little more informal at times, but dust off your manners and use them. Pull chairs out for girls, hang her purse up. They usually have these little purse hangers next to the table when you go to a restaurant. Open doors for her, hold her hand, give her your coat if it's cold, walk her on the inside of the street. I see guys mess this up all the time. Just basic gentlemanly manners. Obviously, guys argue with me on this point all the time. Learn basic Spanish, even if it's just a few phrases. Learn how to dance. All Latina girls dance, even if they say they're not good at dancing. They are probably better than you. So learn some basic dance steps. It's not too difficult. Some basic spins. There's plenty of YouTube tutorials on that. And then give Spanish an attempt. It does take a little bit. You won't be the best from day one, but it'll get you a long ways. And then typically you want to avoid politics, religion early on, or more of the topics that might get people heated. You'll find, though, very quickly that there isn't this weird political tension like there is in the US. A lot of times when new Americans come down, when I'm talking with them, even all they'll do is complain about the political climate at home, or this person or that person. Doesn't matter what party you belong to politically in the US. They're both kind of the same, but you'll find that Americans are usually pretty terse and tense when it comes to those topics, and they come down. You'll slough those attitudes very quickly, because you'll realize, especially when you don't watch that stuff, or you don't have it in your social media feeds or on your YouTube channels and your recommendations, then you just don't really care about it. It's not a part of your life, that there are bigger, better things in life. And once more, Mexicans are very good at creating very vast and large social networks, family networks, and interpersonal relationships. So lean on those, ditch the politics. And then you'll realize culturally very quickly, they're much more liberal with touching. That goes for girls and guys. So in the US, Canadian maybe cultures, okay, after you get a couple of drinks and you'll warm up to your friends. Oh, buddy, I love you. Here they do that right out the gate, which I think is an advantage, especially in dating, especially when you give the customary kiss on the cheek when you're greeting a girl. A lot of girls, you can get a indicator of interest from that based on how close to your lips she goes on the kiss, or if she holds the hug, or if she sticks her ass out versus pressing her belly and her tits right into you. So I definitely use that to your advantage. But me, when I first came down years ago as a North American, very cold, I found that I'm a lot warmer. After having lived in Latin America for so long, I'm actually going to the US right when I'm done recording this video. And that's one thing that's immediate reverse culture shock, is the fact that people are a little standoffish. They aren't as friendly. Politics, that's all they talk about. You can't escape it. And then when you touch them, they get weird. They almost recoil, which is odd to me. Being an American, born and raised, but having lived in Mexico for so long, it's odd to me that people don't touch. It's incomprehensible at this point. So keep that in mind for some of the cultural nuances. But guys, you'll have a good time when you come here. First date ideas: Mexico City offers plenty of options: wine bars, cocktail lounges, rooftops, plenty of green spaces, which was one of the things that really sold me on Mexico City. Parks everywhere, and they're clean parks. They're nice parks, and people are out and they're safe. And markets, flea markets, upscale markets, plazas like in my neighborhood in Polanco, trendy areas all over the place. Art galleries, museums. Mexico City has hundreds of museums, and they're constantly rotating exhibits. Beautiful museums, really awesome stuff here. Craft drinks. Mexico is a major cosmopolitan world city. There are world-class cocktails and cuisine all over town, guys. Plenty of high-end plazas aforementioned throughout the city, even close to where I live. If you want to check out Polanco, I definitely recommend it. And then pro tip, guys, be sure that you have a go-to first date blueprint. And once more, if you work with me one-on-one, we'll set this all up before you come down here. We'll optimize your dating apps. We'll get you in the right area of where to live. We'll plan what your first date sequences are going to look like. We'll define your opening sequences, your follow-up sequences, your logistics through WhatsApp, lead nurture through Instagram. A lot of people don't know the difference between Instagram and WhatsApp. We cover all of that. If you do need that extra bit of help, but if not, make sure you have a go-to first date blueprint ready to go. Now, in terms of safety and logistics, guys, Mexico in general as a country gets a bad rap. There are areas where you want to watch your P's and Q's, where you want to be careful. But in Mexico City, I have never felt unsafe, even in quote unquote not so good neighborhoods. You'll find that, like any big city, keep your wits about you. Don't get super drunk or drugged and go into bad neighborhoods wearing valuables. That's pretty obvious stuff. Don't leave your car unlocked with the motor running and the music blaring in a bad neighborhood. Pretty common stuff. When it comes to getting around town, Uber over street taxis. In fact, I don't even really know anyone who uses street taxis. Maybe if I'm leaving a music festival or an event and I know that there's no way I'm getting an Uber, I'll take some extra cash. Street taxis are usually twice as expensive as Ubers, but they have Uber, Rappi, Didi, InDriver, blah, blah car. They have so many different apps here in Mexico City. Just use one of the apps and you'll be absolutely fine. Stay in well lit central areas at night. In all of these nice neighborhoods, the neighborhoods are well lit. There's plenty of police around. There's plenty of people out and about at all times. So that greatly reduces your risk of anything happening. For wits about you. Bring a copy of your passport or digital, not your original. Again, that's something that goes without saying. If you want to get better communications or connectivity, get a local eSIM. I use an app called Olafly, so you can buy it by a day, 3 days, 7 days, 30 days, or 90 days. I think I pay 100 and change for 90 days. Gives me 5G connectivity through their Telcel network, which is the main one here, and absolutely have no problems at all anywhere I go in the city and Mexico. You'll be surprised that Mexico actually does internet and cell phone data very well. But if you're coming with a US plan or a foreign plan, even though you have the international plan, I have an international plan for my US carrier, it just doesn't work nearly as well as me just putting a local eSIM on my Olafly. And you can set that up to where you can receive voice calls with your primary number. But when you're in Mexico, you connect with your local data plan via an app like Olafly. Again, I highly recommend Olafly. And then in general, guys, just be cool, friendly, and respectful. Mexicans are curious people. They're open people. They're very nice people. They want to show you the best of them and their culture. So come into this place, or anywhere in the world for that matter, with an open mind. Realize that you might commit some cultural faux pas. That happens. People are typically understanding, but give an attempt. Make a good wholehearted effort. Learn some phrases in Spanish. Try to understand how the people are. Be respectful. Be polite. Mind your manners, and you're going to have a great time here. In fact, I don't know anyone who comes here and doesn't have a good time. That being said, guys, if you need help, you're watching these types of videos, you're thinking, okay, well, I can never do that. Well, guess what, guys? I was in that exact same spot at you at one point in terms of just pulling the plug, starting the decluttering, getting rid of any of my entanglements in the US, starting to do my exploratory trips simultaneously in Mexico City, planting seeds here, creating roots as I'm detaching from my home or my host culture. That is a whole process. It takes some guys a longer time than others, but that's something I've definitely been through. I can help you with. And when it comes to dating, guys, we employ an A to Z system, whether it be cold approach, social game, day game, night game, referral game, which a lot of guys forget about. In terms of just getting to Mexico City, how do you find a local network? What parks and plazas do you go to? Where do you stay? What is your first date blueprint what does your first date blueprint look like? Something I mentioned on a previous point. So all of that, we can definitely help you from A to Z. Messaging strategy, openers, texting, confirmation, dates, close. You will see when you start working with me very quickly that this isn't actually, you'll see, guys, very quickly, especially when you start working with me personally, that this is an integrated system. So when you come at it with a system and you have your higher SMV and you have higher potential because of the increased population of Mexico City, you are going to have a very, very good time. But I highly recommend that you figure this out before you start coming down here. Or if you're already here, hey, hit us up, drop a line, click on that link down below there in the description. It'll send you to a very simple 1-minute application to work with us. It's really just to see if you're a good fit. And then from there, guys, we'll get you living the dating life that you've always dreamed of. And you'll find if you talk to any of our guys, which when you work with us, you will get in our network. We've all been in the same place before. Our guys get it figured out very, very quickly. And then this is a transferable skill set. You never have to worry about it again. Now, if you are in the position to where you're thinking, hey, I can't really quite swing Mexico City quite yet, that's absolutely fine too. We do plenty of virtual coaching, whether it be, again, online dating, cold approach, night game, day game, social game, referral game. So take the next step, hit that link below, fill out that 1-minute application, and that'll do it for the video, guys. We will see you on the next one.